Awesome, awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. You don't have to be shy. Put your mics on. So today we're talking about client gifts and what was the client gifts and professional partner gifts, vendor gifts. So we talk about that today as far as what you're doing, what you've done, what your plan is moving forward. We could start with holiday type of things right now, since we're in that couple weeks before Christmas thing. Don't know if you sent your holiday cards out yet or not, or if you're even going to do it, but just want to kind of talk about what you guys are doing, get some different ideas from people, and go from there. I know that Bob taught this, had a lunch and learn or something, or work at Wednesday about this topic specifically. So I think he'll kind of do more of the talking today.
Yeah, no, we this wasn't even planned, but last week Sam and I did the, our work at Wednesday Zoom and learn, on this, and I just, this isn't a lunch and learn, obviously. This is a, mastermind. It's different, but I did upload the our presentation to the chat box here. So, if after this discussion here today, you guys just wanted to download that and go over that, and if you thought that there might be some good little nuggets to take away from there, feel free.
Thank you. That's awesome.
And there was definitely good conversation on the Work at Wednesday one too, because it wasn't just us presenting like it normally is. We did open it up to be mastermind style so that people were participating, and it was really good. A lot of agents on there had some really good ideas, and everybody shared what they were doing. So I think that we both came out of it like pretty happy, and also there was a fair amount of inspiration thrown around, so that was good too.
Awesome. Let's hear it. What you guys doing?
Well, I can start if no one wants to. I went and grabbed my example. So cool thing that I did, and I started planning it in September, and everybody laughed at me, but hey, look who's winning now. So for all of my closed purchases this year, I found a girl on Etsy, and I've done pretty much all of my gifting through Etsy and then small local businesses in the area too. But we were able to get, so it's their house. So I had, their home printed on each one, and I put home sweet home. So it's, non-denominational, and, would write something in permanent marker on the back so that they keep it and think of me forever and ever. And so my first round of them went out over last weekend, and it was awesome. Like, people were so surprised and really happy about them. So I'm pretty chuffed and pretty happy with myself.
So so when you order them through Etsy, do they send them out for you, or do they send them to you and then you send them out?
So I had them sent to me and then I sent them out because I wanted to write on the back and write something personal. So she sent them all to me. So I got, 30 the first round, and then the second round I'm getting on Thursday. So she sent them to me so that, I could write on the back, and then I put them in a bigger box with a card that I hand wrote as well. And then I put like chocolate in the box as well. Just because I would have, with a lot of those people on Etsy, that's easier too, because then otherwise you have to pay individual shipping for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, which you will ultimately anyhow, but if it worked out to be less expensive because they were shipped for free to me, and then I shipped them out myself.
Perfect.
Yeah. It was cool.
Awesome.
And you're doing ornaments too, right?
Yeah, we do ornaments. I know Missy does ornaments every year for the people that bought houses with us this year. One of the things that I love about having the team and even, doing this mastermind here too, is we do take each other's ideas, which is awesome. And then we just tend to improve on them, the scenario that I put together, or the ornament that I put together, I'll show you guys a picture of it, but it's not custom like what Sam did. And, I think it's still nice. People got it, are going to get it. But next year, I mean, I'm just going to keep a running folder going with my purchases, and make each one of the ornaments like Sam did this year custom. I just think that's awesome. Here's what the ornaments, and this is from the Zoom and Learn that Sam and I just did, but here's the ornaments that I'm sending out to the people that bought a house this year. It's really just more about COVID. We stayed home, right? And so some of these people I haven't spoken with since they bought their house in February, March, or April, really, maybe just once or twice since, but they're going to get this if they bought a house in 2020 or are going to end up closing before the new year. And it just comes out of the blue, So this is something I really like a lot. And these aren't heavy lifts at all.
Where did you get those?
Someplace on Etsy.
Zazzle.
Yeah, we were going back and forth. But we ended up going with Zazzle, ZAZZLE.com. And
There's a ton
really
of places that sell stuff on Etsy. Like, it's just a matter of what you like as far as the look of it.
Yeah. And the thing to do too, if you find something you like and you know that you're getting a few of them, you should reach out to the store too. So like the girl, I reached out to her, I was like, listen, like I have to place like a pretty big order, whatever. And she was like, here's a code for 30% off.
Nice.
Because my order was so big. So it's definitely worth reaching out to them as well.
Yep. Awesome.
What are you doing, Kristen?
So I haven't done any gifts. I'm terrible. Just because I do it when I'm in the transaction, and then I will do different things depending on what it is. But I'm doing obviously holiday.
Hey, Kristen, you just got silent there.
Hello?
Yeah, now it works.
Okay. So I do holiday cards for my farm area. So I do certain cards for the farm area, and then I'm doing them for, the clients that bought or sold this year and the previous years, So that's what I'm kind of doing right now. I haven't done any gifts. Every time I have intentions to do it, it ends up getting too late and I don't do it, which is terrible. But it's more of a getting it, shipping it out thing, because to me, it seems like a heavy lift. Just getting the cards done is such a time suck, So I just have to be better at doing it, months in advance.
Need leverage.
Well, it's all about leverage. It really is. It really is. Because you guys, I mean, you just asked me where I got those ornaments made, and I didn't even know. Like, I'm like,
I was like, he doesn't know.
He didn't know.
Yeah. And she just said Zazzle, and I was like, oh yeah, Zazzle, that's right. And it's just to be able to task it and say, see you later. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make the gifts any less personable or any less impactful. They're going to get done, So it's leverage. Even just hiring a teenager to help you with this stuff, like get it all together and order it. Show you the proof before they press accept order or something. I mean, it'll take so much off your plate and it'll get done.
Right.
And cards wise, working with like Vistaprint can't do it, but Shutterfly can, where they can address and mail the cards for you. So if you're sending one out,
if you have your list
right,
organized, if that's the other thing too, is you have to have your Excel spreadsheet.
Right.
Yeah.
But worth it if you do.
Right. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I ordered my cards from Canva. So I work with my brother too at his company. So I've been doing like double everything. So we ordered from Canva. They actually came out really nice quality, wicked, I think very cost effective. Like I thought they were really cheap as far as payment, but really good quality. So we ordered those, and I've been actually using those for my mailings for my farm too. I was using eEdge, sending those out, which was awesome. They did a really good job too, but we're not using eEdge anymore. We're going to be getting rid of it. So, I had to find somewhere else to go.
We are, we're giving away wreaths this year. So, and we always turn everything into an event. Just because that's my thing. So we're I I think some of you guys knew that we did like the pumpkin giveaway in October, and we did a pumpkin carving contest, which was cool. And so I think it was actually on a mastermind. I think it was Bob was like, guys should just deliver wreaths next time. And I was like, yep, we're doing wreaths. So instead of delivering them, we found a local person who's making all these nice custom 12-inch wreaths or whatever. And we have like 3 spots that we're stopping this weekend. And we're doing like a safe, distant type pickup. And our clients are bringing unwrapped toys for like Toys for Tots or something like that that will drop off. And we told them you don't have to bring a toy by. Of course, come still get your wreath, but this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to give back. So that we've had a really cool response for that too. And you know, we're basically doing like a Quincy Weymouth Braintree stop, dressing my truck up like a reindeer and putting like a Santa sleigh on the back. And we're going to do like a whole big presentation type deal. Hopefully it doesn't rain this weekend. But either way we're going. So that's what we're doing for holiday stuff this year.
Nice.
Yeah. We found the girl that I used, Martha at Concierge Table. She made little mason jar snowman hot cocoa things. So they're getting a mason jar of like hot cocoa, little snowman thing, and the wreath.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nice.
Has anyone seen those little hot cocoa balls?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like the new hotness in the streets right now, in the holiday streets.
They're really hot on the streets.
That's right.
Really hot on the holiday streets right now. I'm
You
gonna
gotta
try to
get
get
'em,
my
like-
hands on some of those and drop them off too.
Nice.
Nice work.
Very nice. Bill, are you doing anything?
Well, I had the leverage to get all the holiday cards out. The goal was December 1 to the post office, and we hit that goal. So
Nice.
hashtag leverage. The Thanksgiving thing, I did the client visits with the homemade fudge that I brought out to people, and that was
Nice.
very well received.
You guys made it?
Gina made it, not me.
Oh.
So yeah, there's a couple of touches that we've done, and even the had a lot of closings toward the end of last year. So through Command, the home anniversary reminder,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of those are popping up. So I'm sending out a special little, happy first year home anniversary card to them and a phone call.
Nice. Nancy, what are you guys doing?
Okay, I'm gonna look into those, the stamps, the stamp you have, almost like Christine Blazo has there, that you have. I just
Mhm.
bought. I'm gonna get one of those for the top clients and put their name on it, and
Oh, nice. That's a good idea.
yeah.
Awesome. They're return address stamps. Like you can have them custom made with obviously your name and your address. Great idea. Anyone else? Teresa, to see you, Justin.
Just for are we on holiday?
Whatever you want to talk about.
I think something to think about is when we're prospecting, we're always thinking about not wanting to call our clients because we don't have something to talk about, or we don't want to ask about, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell again, gifting, whether it's their anniversary, as far as their home purchase anniversary, home sale anniversary, holidays, birthdays. I mean, you're looking at 3 or 4 different touch points that I just brought up through the year that have nothing to do with who do you know that's looking to buy or sell, or a straight cold call. If we're in this business, I just think that we have to figure out how, which way we're comfortable communicating most impactfully with our clients. And we're only going to do that if we believe in what we're doing and we don't think that we're a fraud, but gifting, if you're not big into cold calls, gifting can be a great way to prospect. if you look at it that way. You just have to do it at a high level. And this is just one more thing that we do. And a lot of times, we may not do something as impactfully as we could, like gifting, because like Corey brought up earlier, we don't have the leverage. There's a lot of people out there right now that will do your gifting for you, and you barely have to pay them anything for it, or one person, or 3 or 4 individual realtors can team up, do the same sort of gifting thing, and hire someone like Danielle Vanneau or somebody that works under her to take care of it for you. Just give her a call, shoot her an email. You're not recreating the wheel. It's just, hey, can you take care of this for me? And it'll be done in a matter of probably 2 weeks, So it's just sometimes we're too busy to do things like that, and it ends up compounding, and it works against us,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say that I think, if I'm being honest, like one of the reasons why I got into calling my database was through doing this sort of stuff, like the little events, the little tiny giveaway type things, the raffle, like that sort of stuff. I was fine calling people and talking to them about, and I didn't want to call my database, and ask them for business. I couldn't get my mind wrapped around doing that. And some people can do that, just straight up call and be like, who do you know? It's that time of year again. I've heard all the scripts. For me, it really wasn't fine. I could call a perfect stranger and it was okay. Mm-hmm. But calling and inviting all my friends and family to like this type of stuff, these type of giveaways, like knowing that most of them are going to say no, that to me is easier. Now when I call, they know like something's up. They're like, oh, what's he got this time? What's coming this time? I had that call the last time I called people about these wreaths. They're like, what are you up to this time? And I was like, that's amazing. That's exactly what I want. So whether it's we're giving away t-shirts or whatever it is, like I would rather put my time and energy into calling people and just trying to give away or give value or something that I know that they know I'm a real estate agent. They follow me on social media. There's no way they're forgetting that I'm a real estate agent at this point, but I'm not talking to them about it. I'm not telling them, I'm not calling them every time being like, let's talk about the cap rate in Abington. Like that one, that's not what they want to talk about, So for me, that was just an easy jump into calling my database. And it's super easy to call people and just be like, hey, we got wreaths. You want one? Sure.
So what are your numbers? So if what's the percentage of people that actually will accept it? If you're calling 10 people, how many are saying, yes, I'll have a wreath, or yes, I'll have a pie, or whatever?
So we have a pretty solid community at this point of people. So I know there's a list of like 50 people that I'm going to call, and probably 40 of them are going to say yes to that sort of stuff. But I don't think that's normal. I don't think that's normal type stuff. We've just really locked into like a core group, about 65 people that we know are going to refer us, talk about us, share our stuff. And that's the people that we pour all the gifts and stuff into, because we know that's where the biggest return is. Of course, we send the invites out to people, but percentage wise for us, it's pretty high just because we've intentionally done that. But I remember when I first got started out inviting, 500 people to come to the pie event, and like 8 people would show up, and I was devastated and found out that that's actually a pretty good number. Like that's kind of like, that's okay to have 8 people come to an event if you invite 500. So unless you're intentionally trying to hone in, I think, on a real core group of people, and you've got a foothold into those people, the numbers are probably going to be a bit lower, but for us, it's pretty good. Like I ordered 50 wreaths, and we have 8 left that people haven't claimed, but we still have a few days. And I just know that some people are going to call me on Friday and be like, oh yeah, I'm coming, so I think, yeah, we probably invited 65 people, and I think we have 50. We'll give away 50 out of 65. And then we said, if 65 people said yes, I'll just go find 15 more wreaths somewhere and pick them up.
And this is where planning makes a big, difference. Your budget, your planning ahead to know what you need to spend, what your plan is, how much it's going to cost. You don't want to just go and just start, buying gifts and sending them out all the time if you don't have the budget for it, right? Because that's red light, green light, right? What is that saying in what book?
Could that be the MREA?
Yes, MREA. Read it.
In my database, I have, from my old business, I have hundreds and hundreds of people in there just email addresses, which I'm
Mhm.
trying to slowly chip away at. So this year, because I'm doing the videos, I looked online and I saw an agent do like a holiday video. So I said, oh, okay, because I could send these folks from who I worked with before, you know, email after email, but I figured if they saw my face, you know, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the holiday for those folks, is sending that out. But I wish this meeting was like a month ago, because I love the little Christmas, those ornaments, you know. But I wanted
We'll plan better next year.
That's right.
it's okay. I wanted to ask, how do you deal with, like, not everybody celebrates Christmas, so how do you mark it in the database saying these folks don't celebrate? Be careful who you send it to. You know, I keep the card general, like it's a holiday card, but you know, when it comes to the ornaments, because Bob, you send the ornaments out, so how do you decipher?
Yeah, so what I would say is a couple of quick things. You know, we're never going to ask somebody like what their religion is, right? We ask enough of them as far from a mortgage perspective, but you know, everybody gets one. I don't care if I know that you're Jewish. I don't care if and you don't celebrate Christmas. I don't care. Everybody gets one, because I think that it's the idea behind it that is really the most important thing. And especially when you're doing something like Sam's, you know, you clip off that little the string.
Well, and
now
you
it's
can
a
hang it
knickknack.
anywhere.
Yeah,
you can hang. That's why mine doesn't look Christmas at all. It's just like a little
I
ceramic.
came in late. I didn't see what you did. Sorry.
Oh, honey, I'll show it to you. Don't worry.
Oh, girl. All right.
Let's go. But that's why they originally say happy Merry Christmas at the top, but I had the girl write Home Sweet Home instead.
Oh, I
with
love
the year
it.
on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's next year. All right.
Yeah. Well, I wanted her to put the year, but she put the full address instead. Either way, doesn't matter. I wrote the year on the back. They'll remember. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
You could give that out at any time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't look like it really doesn't look like a Christmas tree ornament. It's just because it's being sent this time of year that's, you know, where your head goes. But yeah, I would send this anytime during the year, and the same, like someone could put it wherever, you know, in their office. Like it doesn't matter. I think, like Bob said, it's the thought that counts, but also, you know, that's why I took the religious aspect out of it, just so, you know, everybody feels welcome and everybody gets one.
Okay. And
I like
Margaret,
the idea. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Kristen.
And Margaret, back to what you were talking about, I've been reading a lot of articles, and if you send that video out via text, much better, much higher rate of them opening it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
the open rate on emails is just getting worse, especially with Facebook and texting and all that. So if you text, I bet you'll get way more people responding to you.
Email's dead.
Thank you.
Huh?
Email's dead.
Yeah.
Got text.
Can I mention a tip of something I've learned? Just a way to work smarter rather than harder. When it comes to printing, so if you're doing your mailers on your own, I actually saw somebody doing this the other day, and it broke my heart, because she had all of her labels and she had everything like all set up, and she was folding all of her paper, putting her label on the envelope, putting the return label on. And it's just so much extra work. Look into ways that you can really kind of make that easier for yourself, especially if you're doing it yourself. A lot of printers have the capability to print and fold, and a lot of printers have the capability to print the address right on the envelope, as well as the return address right on the envelope. So then you go from doing 5 steps to 2 steps, right? You're just taking that piece of paper that's already printed and folded, and you're putting it in that envelope that already has the address on it. And you're just stuffing it, sealing it, and out it goes. So just like always ask questions, because if there's probably a way that somebody has tried to simplify something. If you're doing something and it seems like it's taking you 25 steps, there's probably a way to do it in 5, because everybody's always looking for a quicker way to get things done, right? So always ask questions, because there might be somebody around that knows how to do it a little bit quicker. So that's just a tip that I've learned in the past, because I remember doing them for the Wilson group, and I would have paper cuts everywhere, and it would be hours and hours and hours. And then somebody was like, why don't you just use this printer over here where it does it all for you? And I was like, well, that's amazing. I wish I knew about that 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And sorry, another tip I've found with marketing is just Google is your best friend. If you're ever like stumped and wondering like, what should I do? I don't know how to market myself to my sphere. Just Google real estate holiday ideas, and you're going to find so many ideas that have been shared by realtors around that you could just pick one from, and it has all these different places that you can pull, like Zazzle and Etsy, and it just makes it really simple for you.
And just
Pinterest too.
Yes.
You just go on Pinterest and write realtor gifts or realtor ideas. Oh my God, there's so much stuff on there. So much. You gonna say something, Bob?
yeah, just I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but getting back to leveraging, if you're a realtor and your average sales price is 500,000 and you sell 25 sides a year, your gross revenue there is $312,500. Assuming that you work 40 hours a week, your average hourly rate that you're generating is $150 an hour. So getting back to like what Alicia was just talking about, where you had an agent that had her things out, her labels out, all this stuff, would you pay someone $150 an hour to do that work? Right? And of course the answer is no. So I think when you're trying to save money by doing something like that, you're robbing yourself, right? You're paying someone who's worth $150 an hour. And some of the people on this call might be doing 36, 50 homes, 50 sides a year, right? So that number is way higher. And I'm not talking about your net, I'm talking about your top line revenue. And the reason I say that is because you're a prospector, you're a rainmaker. That's what you're worth, right? When you're dialing for dollars, when you're doing your thing, would you pay someone $150 an hour to do that type of work? And the answer is no. And when you're doing that, you're robbing yourself of revenue essentially, right? And by the way, I'm the pot calling the kettle black. I find myself doing $10 an hour work all day long. Okay. But so when I'm doing things like this, it's me just sort of, this is my affirmation time, I'm like, I can't keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember sitting on calls like this where it wasn't really a call. It was more like in the room like a few years ago, and having people talk about how they had all this leverage and like how they were doing all these things and not doing $10 an hour work. And I just remember sitting there being like, there's no way. There's no way. Like number one, felt like I had to. And number two, I was like, I'll never get to that point. And I feel like just a couple short years later, it's just kind of like, number one, being fed up with doing that sort of stuff because it was robbing me of time of stuff that I wanted to do, mainly being with my family. Sitting at home at night while your kids are trying to play with you and trying to stuff envelopes is not what I wanted to be doing, So it's possible. It's 1000% possible. And I promise you, like, if this kid with this stupid hat on can do it, like anybody else can do it, because I'm not an incredibly intelligent person. There's just models. Like, there's just roadmaps to follow. That's all there is. Like, anyone sitting here being like, I don't know if I can do all the stuff that these people are talking about. You can, because I did it, and I doubted myself for years. And then just a couple short years later, like, I have leverage. And I like to talk about the fact that we're doing this wreath event. I haven't seen any of the stuff that's happening. I'm just showing up on Sunday to do it with the truck and the trailer, and everything's going to be done. Like, I don't know who the lady is who's making these wreaths. I know the lady making the cocoa things because I'm friends with her from college, but I didn't even talk to her to get them set up. Like, that's a pretty cool thing, and it's not that impossible. And believe me, this event wasn't that expensive. It really wasn't that expensive. Even what Bob's saying, like, even if you're not doing 25 sides, if you're doing 10, like, it's doable. It's doable to do these sort of things, because if you look around, there are people who will partner with you to do it. There's tons of people who will help you out in some sort of way. And maybe it's not financially, but maybe it's with ideas, or maybe it's with a facility, or maybe it's with, some sort of leverage themselves. They have people in their office that might do some stuff for you. So there's tons of options and tons of things available. These things are not impossible. They're very doable. And I'm telling you, because I thought they were impossible. And here I am telling you, like, oh yeah, this is actually much easier than you think.
So one thing important to consider is what Corey said earlier was, if email is dead and people don't want to click on an email, what are the chances of them opening that envelope that you stuffed? Think about that one. There's better ways of getting in front of somebody than stuffing envelopes. And I can tell you, when I sold in the 90s, there was no technology. I never, ever stuffed an envelope, and I was doing 50 sides a year. So if you feel like you want to do it, get someone else to do it. Or better yet, rather than physically do it, have somebody remotely do it, and it's really cheap to do. And just realize the return is pretty low. It just is. These days especially, people get mail and they just toss it. That's why maybe a card that they see might have more impact. It's just a top of mind thing that you're doing there. And a gift is nice. Do the gift. But there's cheaper ways of doing things, and you want to keep mindful of your budget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you've only done 1 or 2 deals or 3 deals this year or whatever it is, you can just get in the habit of doing something, just to kind of, so then as you're building your business, you're in that habit of doing it and planning for it. The people that you've sold property to, they're a good referral source for you. You did a great job. They know people that you don't know. So even though it's only a couple people, do it. It's just like the pie event. Well, I only had 2 transactions. I'm going to do the pie event. Why not? You have your 2 people come. They don't know that all those other people there are not your clients. They have no idea, right? It doesn't matter. You have to start somewhere, and, reward the people that, do refer you business. Is anyone doing pop buys at all? Bill is.
Doing what? Pot pie?
Pop buys.
Stop by somebody's home to say hello.
P-O-P.
Oh, pop buy. I just said Popeyes.
Popeyes.
I was like, oh, they deliver? No.
Yeah. So Bill, what are you doing for those? You do how many times a year do you do that?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So not calling me out on that one. So the one I just mentioned, it was the Thanksgiving week. Okay. Pop by. So I want to be more proficient on that and make that more of a regular thing. But that's what I've done. But what I will say though is I find them very powerful. The visits that I made, despite the COVID, and there definitely was a difference this year with some distancing. I conversations at the back door as opposed to me going inside in prior years and sitting down and, client pouring me a glass of wine and chatting for like a half hour, whatever. But it's something that I've seen is that it's a very welcome visit by a lot of clients. They appreciate seeing me. It's nice to have a gift to give them. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a good way just to show that, you know what, it wasn't a one and done thing with you. Just because we sold your home or you bought the home of your dreams, you're not done with me. I'm going to stay in touch. And I think they receive it as if I care.
Mm-hmm. That's a high rate of return, that activity.
Mm-hmm. We don't do pop buys per se, like where it's just random and sporadic, but we'll do, I guess you could call them like pop buys with purpose. Again, like social media tells you everything you need to know about what's important to somebody. So a couple examples, like we had one of our clients' children won something. So we bought like a little plastic trophy and we just stopped by, which said, congratulations on your big win. The trophy was like this big, like little thing just to say like, congratulations. So we did that one time. And then last year around this time, we had a client who was moving and she was going to have her house packed up for Christmas. And Christmas was a big time of year. Like she had the house decorated, but she couldn't because she was like closing. Had been in the house for like 40 years, was a little bit sad about it. So we got her like one of those little mini Christmas trees that you can get at like Stop and Shop for $10. And we just put a few ornaments on it and like some garland, just something really cheesy. And we just left it on her front porch with a note that said, we didn't want you to have have your last year in your house without a Christmas tree. And we just left it for her. Like little things like that. We'll do things with purpose that aren't super expensive, you know, and again, like we find all this stuff just from scrolling through social media and seeing what people are posting and seeing what people are, you know, excited about, and either sending them a little something to say like, hey, we saw this, or, you know, stopping by with something to kind of celebrate whatever they have going on.
Yeah, this isn't really like I mean, it is, I mean, yours are gifts, right? But the other thing too is like, if you see someone, like one of my clients just had surgery on like knee replacement. And so I just sent her a card, you know, hope you feel better card, you know, just those little things go a long way. And that's why social media is so great, because then you can actually see what's going on, because they're going to post that stuff when they're laid up, or if someone's sick, or someone does something good in the family. And again, just get in that habit of doing it, you know, buy a bunch of cards and have them there for you. If somebody, you know, sympathy cards or congratulations cards, or get well cards, just have them there. And then when you see it, sign it, send it off.
I can't tell you, Kristen, how big that's the biggest response I get is when I send a card like that. Because I'll hear something, you know, somebody's going in for an eye surgery, so I'll send a card. Or they have, you know, you don't see them on Facebook as much, and you give them a call or you send a card. The biggest response I've gotten is that.
Because it's unexpected, you know, they're going to expect maybe you'll give them a pie, especially if you've done it before, right? Or they may expect you're going to give them something for whatever holiday, but that they're not going to expect.
Right. Yeah.
No.
And who gets cards in the mail anymore? I mean, you know,
know.
for some, just a
Isn't it like the best thing ever? It's like the best.
God. Yeah.
We use AM cards to kind of automate it a little bit more. It's $40 a month. I think we got it at one of the bolds, and they give you a certain amount, and if you don't use them, they roll over. So if we have any events coming up, we'll use them for the events. But they look handwritten. They're really nice. You can customize them almost any way you want, and as long as your mailing list is up there, you can just sign into the AM card site, pick whatever one it is, customize the message. It even has like a handwritten, like looking signature. And then you can just send it out, and it includes the postage for it. And that's how we send out all our cards for that type of stuff. Somebody had a baby, you know, death in the family, like whatever it is that we send out, and we just make it a point to send out at least 20 cards per month. One of the girls on my team, that's what she does. I tell her, just keep an eye out on stuff on social media. If you see anything, just send the card. Don't even ask me, just send it. Just send it from us. And I don't care what it says or anything like that. And a couple of times I've gotten a text message and be like, hey, thank you so much for the card. And I had no idea that one went out, you know? But that AM cards thing, I would tell, if you have $40 a month and that's something you think you could commit to, I think that's a really worthwhile thing as far as cards go. And they're big too. So they're not like a standard card, and they stick out.
And you can mail brownies, and the brownies are really good.
The brownies are a huge hit from that company. People love them.
They're really good. When I was making my calls for the pies, one of my clients had just bought a house in Florida, which I'd referred them to somebody. So I got a referral fee from it, which was awesome. And so we talked about that. And then she said that they told me that their daughter got their license. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to send them brownies and say, hey, congratulations for the house and congratulations on the license. And they loved it. I mean, again, it's like, I like to do those things too, because then it's like, it's unexpected. I do need to get better at the preparing for the, other things that come along. I mean, there's certain things that I do consistently, like the flags for my farm. Like there's things I do consistently, I'll keep doing, but I really do need to be more purposeful about it. And just like with Bold, when you do that growth chart, right, that growth calendar, I do it every year. This year, I'm gonna follow it. I'm not gonna just do it, I'm gonna follow it. But just do what you can. And just be thoughtful and come from contribution. But what other things? Oh,
can I just say one thing? Stuff that can easily be seen. So remember, if you send an envelope to somebody, that one person's going to open it if it's addressed to them. If you send a big postcard like Corey just said, a lot of people could see that, not just the one person. So something to think. That's another thing. And the flags, everybody's going to see that and more. I mean, more than just the household. So.
We send a lot of those whoopie pies from Maine.
Oh.
Whoopie. You had a close congratulations.
Those are so good.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So will you do that when they purchase a house or close on a house or under agreement or?
Anything, really.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, anything that happens, we send it to them.
Something they can eat is good too.
There you go.
And I'll
All
tell you,
different
so
flavors.
they sent us some of those whoopie pies before, I feel like a month ago,
Yeah.
and they're damn good. And I'm not just saying that. Like,
They
you know,
are good.
sometimes you get a whoopie pie that's like too sweet. You know, it's almost like the icing is like you can taste the sugar granules in it. Smooth as silk, baby. This thing was. These were great.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed them.
You know, a traditional whoopie pie is made with Crisco in the middle. Isn't that gross?
So they're pies from where? Where are they
Yeah.
from?
They're in, so the whoopie pies are from Maine. They're actually, I've been in that shop before.
So it's online? Whoopie
Yes.
pies from Maine? That's what I look up, whoopie pies from Maine.
Yeah, all different flavors.
There was, yeah. I loved it.
Dakota, you certainly deserved it.
Yeah. Thank you.
My client sent me cookies from a place. I don't remember where they were, but they were like,
Cheryl's cookies?
huh?
Were they Cheryl's cookies?
I don't know, but they were like this big, this thick. They were humongous, which was really nice. So, and you know, I don't know, I think he sent me like 12 of them or whatever, but you know, different kind of ideas. Bob, what other ideas came up when you had your work at Wednesday?
You know, somebody, you know, I think it really all depends. One of the great things about it was the people on the call. What we really talked about was just making it impactful and staying true to yourself, right? Not just sending out somebody out something that's crap just because they'll see your name, right? So it was really about some people on the call were animal lovers, and so they really made it a point to gift based on their clients' pets or their clients' kids even. Someone else really loves plants, so they could really get their heart behind different plants. I thought that was cool. What else?
I thought a cool point too was gifting with purpose, obviously, but and I can't really think of how it was phrased, but giving gifts that won't kill someone became a hot topic. So, you know, some people steer away from giving gifts, like not giving alcohol, not giving, you know, like overly sugary cookies, this, that, and the other thing. And I know like Jay Nuss, who many of you may know, he gives, and he's the one who actually said that to me. He was like, I prefer to give gifts that aren't going to kill someone. And I was like, haha, that's funny. But also it got me thinking, but he gives and I still can't remember what they're called, but if you were to crash your car, there's this little like apparatus that can cut your seatbelt and bash through the window at the same time. And it's labeled and it, you know, it's branded and has his information on it. But, you know, he probably gave that to me 2 or 3 years ago and I still remember it. And Lord knows if I get in an accident, I'm not going to be able to find it in my car, but it's in somewhere. But that was a pretty cool one because, you know, Jade Dillingham, who's out of the Norwell office, she's the one who said she likes to gift plants because it's something that brings a lot of people joy. It's good for you. And also like she loves them. So it makes her feel good in giving them as well versus, you know, giving scratch tickets or giving, you know, alcohol. She was like, that's just something that benefits everybody in a bunch of different ways. So I thought that was kind of it took like a fun turn at that point. It was kind of cool.
One thing I'll drip on real quick too. Again, just if you could just get somebody else to take care of it for you, even if they're not in your team or whatever, it just makes things so much easier. I just uploaded a link to an Etsy page that an employee at Radius, she's a loan officer assistant, that her family started when COVID hit. Her family's Vietnamese. Both of her parents worked in a nail salon. And so they were straight out of work, nothing. And they went into making and selling masks. And I get all of my closing gifts through the year from this family. They take care of everything. I just send them the names and the addresses. And you guys can check out the cutting board options here, but you can choose your different styles, choose your different wood, you know, all different wood options. And they come custom with the person's name engraved and or anything you want engraved on the board. Set it and forget it. See you later. And it's like $50 each. Absolute slam dunk. But they do such incredible work. I just uploaded the link to that Etsy page. It's so good. So good. And I think I saw something on her Facebook page recently that said if you got her family a list by the end of this week, they'll guarantee that these will be shipped before the holidays. So if you haven't done anything yet and you want to do something that will make an impression that people aren't expecting, just take my word for it and order this up, and you won't be sorry. That's another quick thing about that too, on the Zoom and Learn that Sam and I just did. We focused a lot on local businesses, because small businesses like these people, you know, they need the money to survive, period. And local business owners will do more now than ever to accommodate you and to make you happy to get your business, because they need that cash in their pocket. I'll tell you, these guys, like, you know, they needed the money when they were laid off. 100%, they needed it badly. And when I see what they do now, I mean, they were working in a nail salon. I'm sure they were great at what they did, but these people are some of the most talented people I've ever seen. And Etsy's full of those types of people that really have the skill and the passion. They just don't have, until now, they really didn't have either the time or the know-how to really blow it up, you know? And these people on Etsy, these small business owners now, will do anything to accommodate you and your clients.
Well, remember, these are the same people that you're going to help with your stuff, you know, whether it's, you know, discounts here for your client, whatever it is. Like, these are the people that are, you know, when your kids need soccer uniforms, yeah, everyone's going to ask. Well, I agree with the shop local thing. We've done everything in our power to do the same thing, not try to order stuff, you know, unless it's a massive order where it just like there's like we have to order from Custom Ink or something like that. But everything we can do to kind of use local people. We do cookies at purchase and sale. You know, it's so sweet to sign your contract sort of deal. And it's a lady who we accidentally cold called who said that she makes cookies. And I was like, sweet, let's start getting our cookies from her. And people love them. And she's been very, you know, she used to tell us you have to order at least like, you know, 7 orders of cookies at a time. And we said, okay, we just do that and figure it out. And now she'll do them one at a time for us because we've done enough business with her throughout the course of the year. So I 1000% agree with the shop local thing. There's so much more flexibility. Like Sam said, you know, just reaching out to that local person on that Etsy shop and being like, hey, I got a big order, and they will give you the 30% off, where, you know, Walmart's not going to give you that same coupon or something, whatever company it is. So I agree with the shop local thing because it all comes full circle, you know, especially right now.
It gives you the opportunity to cross promote too. So obviously your gift is you're coming from contribution, but that's, you know, the added benefit of not only can you post about the shop, they'll share it and they'll post about you. Then your buyer, your seller is going to post about you and the shop as well. So it's a win-win-win for everybody.
What else you guys doing? What would you like to do? Or have ideas to do?
We're working on right now these little boxes for on any of our new clients that come. That it's basically like a real estate transaction survival kit. That'll have like some stuff. We're working on what's going to go in there, but like, you know, we're going to get like some branded sunglasses, some gum, candy, coloring books if they have kids with like little crayons or whatever, just some stuff in there that's based with a little note that says, you know, the road's going to be bumpy, but here's some stuff to help make it, something like that. And then every client who signs a new contract with us, whether it's a buyer or a seller, the next day we'll drop that box off, and it'll be a branded box that has a bunch of our stuff in there. And, you know, for us, we're just trying to do anything that's a little bit different, you know, so I hope a bunch of neighbors see these boxes sprawled throughout one neighborhood, you know, and they're like, what are these little boxes that you're getting? And someone says, well, my realtor dropped it off to me. So we're doing stuff like that. You know, we got little kind of swaggy type things and that we'll put in there, like those little key things, so you don't have to touch the elevator buttons or open doors with. Like, we got a few of those things to put in there that were really cheap. Just stuff like that.
Nice.
We've always done the swag bag when Dakota goes out listing appointment.
One coming in every room.
So there's something in it for every room in the house. There's a chip clip and there's a boo-boo box with Band-Aids and ointment in it. Letter opener.
Jar opener.
There's a jar opener and a pen. So we put those in, you know, red bags and her cards on it, and she drops off when she goes on a listing appointment. So just like Corey does, same thing.
So does she bring it on every listing appointment, or does she give it to them after she got the listing?
No, she brings it with her in every listing appointment.
Nice. Nice.
That's awesome.
Because the
We
next
also send out the
isn't gonna give
calendars
it
this
to her.
year.
What's that?
The magnetic calendars we're sending out this year too.
Funny holidays.
The funny holidays on it,
Ice cream.
Oh, no.
ice cream day and
Oh,
Death
okay.
Day and all those things.
Is it like a magnet for the refrigerator? Like, and it
Yes.
has the, oh, it just has like the highlighted funny things on it, or has everything on it?
No, it has the highlighted funny things on it.
Oh,
The
that's, oh,
Pickle day.
pickle day, everything.
oh. Leave it to Dakota to find that. Awesome. What other ideas?
I was thinking about Happy New Year gifts instead
Mhm.
of Merry Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
For me, I think that'll just take a little bit of the pressure off to get everything done in the next 2 weeks, which is crazy anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless of COVID. So when after the Work It Wednesday class last week, there were so many great ideas that were shared. I just felt like I wasn't going to be able to get everything done in time, and I didn't want things to arrive late. So I'm just going to shift gears and think about them for the first week in January instead, because that way I'll have the time to get them out and get them either, mailed or delivered. And I think a Happy New Year gift is unexpected and might stand out a little bit more. So
What
That's
type
it.
of things are you thinking about for that?
food. The whoopie pies were mentioned, which is a great idea, actually. For some people who are super local and might have a real, warm spot in my heart, I might actually bake something and deliver it myself. But, I have to think practically because I can't do that for everybody. So, but yeah, the whoopie pies sound great. I think I'll do that.
Bob, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I mean, that's just what Missy's talking about. Brilliant. It's a small difference, but it could make it's a huge difference, right? I mean, that's what the Purple Cow book is all about. And if you haven't read Purple Cow, get that book. It'll take you like 5 seconds to read it, but it's just about doing things, differently, standing out. If you see everybody doing the same thing, you see us all sending the same holiday ornaments, do something else, right? Make yourself stand out. And that's what Missy's doing, just one little thought. She just thought to herself, it's been a crazy year. I just can't get into, shipping holiday gifts right now. So I'm going to do something a little different, delay it by a week, and it's going to make all that much more of an impression. I love it.
Well, and too, I really love that, Missy. Everyone's so excited for 2021, right? 2020 has just been so terrible that everybody's just like, 2021, let's go. It's going to be awesome. So to get a gift, something like here's to 2021, people are going to love that. And who doesn't love more gifts after the gifts have ended, right? That's cute. I love that idea.
And even if you're not doing gifts, to those of you in the Norwell office, you know that we've traditionally done January 1st, here are the dog phone calls all together. So it's just a really lovely day to call people and wish them a Happy New Year. So do that on January 1st.
Yep.
Could send a little ornament saying Jumanji. I heard that was going around. We're out of this game of 2020. So that might be a cute idea.
It's a good idea.
If you
Or send the game itself. Buy the game. I'm pretty sure they have it now.
Everyone gets a puzzle piece.
Yep.
I was going to say puzzles would have been a good thing to send in April. You did a lot of puzzles.
I had a thought of, there's so many people that had lost their jobs that I was just going to do $25 gift cards to Target to those families I know that are, really struggling. It could, it's not a lot, but it could be, just the difference of their stocking stuffers or something, Yeah,
absolutely.
Nice. You got 2 minutes.
I just thought about maybe doing everyone makes the New Year's resolutions to lose some LBs in January, doing a gym membership raffle.
There you go.
That would be cool. That'd be cool.
Good idea.
Like a Peloton raffle there, Corey. There you go.
Somebody did that. Somebody did that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Such a good idea.
God, what's her name? I
Kimberly
interviewed her.
Reserve.
Yeah,
Kimberly
Reserve, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Peloton
Yeah.
raffle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What's a Peloton?
It's a bike, a very
Oh.
expensive bike
I
with
see.
like
Okay.
a video, like it has like a TV on it.
Oh,
And you
oh,
all,
is that what
you
you
all
ride?
ride the bike together.
That's your, oh, okay, yeah. Well, I don't do bikes.
Mhm.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Right.
Would rather
Awesome.
swim in the ocean in January than get on a Peloton. Oh my God. In Maine. Swim in the ocean in Maine.
Polar plunge.
Oh, yeah, I have a heart attack right there.
Can you binge watch from a Peloton?
Oh,
Not that kind of TV?
I don't think so, no. No, it's all exercise stuff.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. So depending on what you're into.
Right. Awesome. Anybody have any questions? Was this helpful to everybody? Did everyone get some little kind of nugget out of it? Some little idea that they can use?
Very much.
Yes.
yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
you.
What's next week's topic? Stand by. Be a great buyer agent. Melissa's so excited for this class.
Nice.
So be a great buyer
I
agent.
can hardly contain myself. Oh my God.
I know. Obviously, it'll probably have a lot of things that we talked about too from our Be a Great Co-Bro class, which was very well. We did went very well. But, you know, we'll talk about that as well as like your due diligence too. How about that, Melissa?
Okay, that sounds good. I'll put it on my calendar now so that I don't schedule an appraisal during the mastermind session next Tuesday.
There you go. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys have an awesome week. Thanks for joining us again, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Or
Have
on
a great week,
Facebook.
guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Kristen.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.